go marching in. Oh, when the Blues go marching in. Oh, I want to be in that number. When the Blues go marching in. Oh, when the Blues go marching in. Oh, when the Blues go marching in. Oh, I want to be in that number. When the Blues go marching in. Oh, when the Blues go marching in. Oh, when the Blues go marching in. Oh, I want to be in that number. When the Blues go marching in. Oh, when the Blues
Do you bleed blue? If you do, this is the show for you. The BlueNote Fan Report, hosted by
the Hawaii Blues fan. Aloha and welcome to the BlueNote Fan Report. I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and you gotta know I'm bleeding blue with you. Well, after a 1-year hiatus, they're back. The Blues are in the playoffs. Today, I'm going to do my first of 2 playoff previews. This interview is going to be with Mike Dante, kind of co-host with me, and we're going to go through the first round. We'll save the second and third rounds for later, but tonight we'll go through the first round. Before I get there, the contest was supposed to be over, but I got five entries on you. Come on, guys. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a Hawaiian care package. Let's just say that it's full of yummy goodies that you'll all love. I'll put some Hawaiian pancake mixes in there, some macadamia nuts and things like that. Usually I spend right around $45 to $50 for this package, and I'll try and keep it in that range. It will go to the first winner and the first winner only. So I'm going to go ahead and play the video. This is a repeat of the questions. The rules I'm going to cut out and just show the questions. Get your entries in. You email them to Hawaii Blues Fan at hawaii.r.com, and it will run through the end of the playoffs till the Blues are eliminated. Get your entries in. Get them in. Here's the questions. So here are the questions. Question 1, why are the Blues called the Blues? Question 2, who scored the first goal in Blues history regular season? Question 3, who was the first Blue in a Blues uniform to win a postseason award? Hart Trophy, Vezina, Selke, whatever, a postseason award. Question 4, who was the first Blues draft pick to enter the Hall of Fame as a Blue? Question 5, what year did the Blues select the least number of picks? And a bonus to that is why. Question 6, the Blues have played in 2 arenas with 6 different names. Give me 4 of them. Question 7, what team drafted Brett Hull and in what round? And then I added a bonus to this. What was his overall pick selection? Question 8, what was the first season the Blues missed the playoffs? And what was the last? This was submitted by Ryan Learman from Twitter. Thanks, Ryan. It was a great question. Question 9, who holds the Blues record for most penalty minutes? This is career, not season, career. Question 10, gotten a lot of comments about this question. Question 10, which Blues goalie has the most points for the Blues? This is assists and goals, not wins. Most points for the Blues, career. Question 11, What current Blue, meaning they are on the team right now, dressing every day, was not drafted? Question 12. Since 2000, the Blues have had 6 captains. I got this one wrong. Name 4 of them. Miscounted. Question 13. The names in the rafters, including honored names. I'll give you a hint. Wikipedia lists all of them, because there are people that are not in St. Louis and don't get to go to the arena and may have never been there. This is the way to find out. Question 14. Who scored 2 goals during the Winter Classic and took a selfie? Question 15. Name 5, a minimum of 5 current Blues. That's all I want, 5. You can name more, but 5 current Blues that have played at least 5 seasons with the Blues. It can be split up. It doesn't have to be concurrent. And now we get to the Hawaii Blues Fan Report. Question 16. What was the date of the first Hawaii Blues Fans video, and who was the Blues opponent? Question 17. What was the first pet of the game? And the hint here is he was on TV. Question 18. Who was the first interview on the BlueNote Fan Report? I've thought a little bit about this question, and the way I asked it is not very good. So list any interviewee, and I will accept it. Has to be someone I interviewed. Question 19. Where did Wayne Gretzky want to take Tom Calhoun, and Tom respectfully declined? Watch the Tom Calhoun episode. And question 20. What was the first ever live show about? I did a live show. I came on impromptu live. It was here. I'll say that much. It was posted in YouTube, not alive in the groups. It was posted in YouTube. Bonus question 1. How many subscribers does the Hawaii Blues Fan have? You go to my page, you go to my channel, it'll tell you. I know that number will change, but I'll know you went and looked at that number. You get a free entry for this question. Bonus question 2, you also get a free entry. Who's your favorite player on this year's team? I want to say good luck to everybody, and a special thank you to John Hefner, not Hafner, Hefner. And this is in memory of his father, Big Jim. I can't thank you both enough. Good luck to everyone. Aloha. I hope you get your submission ins right now. I have 3. Need 50. 47 more. So don't wait. Don't wait. Now that we've done that, I normally would tell you to subscribe and ring the bell, but I'm not going to do that today. I'll skip that as we get on to the playoff preview. Mike? Well, aloha, Blues fans. Believe it or not, it's April and the Blues are playing hockey. That's right. Somehow, some way, the hockey gods smiled upon us and we are in the playoffs. So I'm going to do 2 playoff previews. This is the first one. Today, I've decided to bring Mike Dante back. Mike, aloha and welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Guy. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to talking to you about some good old hockey.
Yeah, I can't wait. So before we get started on our playoff preview, I want to bring something up that I thought a lot about, and it goes back to what we learned in last year's playoffs. Now, I know people are going, wait a minute, the Blues weren't in last year's playoffs, dum-dum. No, they may not be, but some very important lessons were learned. Lesson 1. Prior performance is not indicative of future results. And what I mean there is, in the first round of last year's playoffs, everybody got wrapped up in the fact that the New Jersey Devils, the last team in, had beaten the Tampa Bay Lightning 3-0 in the regular season. They just dominated them. Well, okay, I got wrapped up in that, and I thought, well, then that means that the Devils are going to beat the Lightning. Not Lightning won 5-1 or 4-1, right? Agree with me on that?
100% I agree with you.
Right. Point 2 is that early roadblocks does not preclude long-term success. Last year's playoffs, in the first round, the Washington Capitals faced the Columbus Blue Jackets. They put in Grubauer, and they went down 0-2. They didn't panic, they didn't get upset, they didn't get worried. They just hit the reset button. Win that series in 6 games, and next thing you know, what are they doing at the end of the year? Right?
In the cup.
Then, point 3 that we should have learned is that the unexpected is as likely to happen as the expected. A lot of people pick the Caps to make it to the Cup. A lot of people predicted that. Very few people in the know picked it in the know, not fans, because I know a lot of fans picked them, but very few people in the know picked the Knights to make it to the Stanley Cup Finals. This day and age, that doesn't happen. You know what? That team just threw expectations aside. They played like they had nothing to lose, because they really didn't. The fact that they were in the playoffs was bonus enough. They threw it to the side, and a lot of those guys were playing for contracts. That's what a lot of people forget. Last year, a lot of their players were on the end of contracts. They were unrestricted free agents. Right? That's why teams let them go. Right? That's exactly why teams let him go. That's why the Blues let go of Perron. Right? That's why they didn't protect him. He was going to be an unrestricted free agent. You know, here you're going to protect a guy and then he leaves you. They didn't know he was going to come back, but that's that thing. So here's the unexpected Knights and the expected Capitals, and what happens? They meet. It was a great playoff last year, and I'm thinking that this is going to be a wonderful playoff this year. So let's get started on the East. And we'll start up top with Tampa Bay Lightning and the Columbus Blue Jackets, correct?
That's correct.
I'll let you talk about this one to start with.
Well, Tampa Bay speaks for themselves. Look at the season they've had. We can start with that.
Yeah.
But then again, with playoff hockey, you never know what can happen. But yeah, it's just I think that series can. I think Tampa Bay's going to win it, but it can potentially go 6 games. I think it can go 6 games, but I think Tampa's going to win. But Columbus isn't going to lay down because they have some pretty good individual players on their team.
Yeah, you know, a lot of Columbus has players that are fighting for contracts, and I get that. And they've been they've been kind of playing playoff hockey since mid-February. They went all in at the trade deadline. However, I think they made too many changes, and that's why they're in 8th. And I say bring out the broom.
You think a sweep?
I think a sweep. You know, the thing about this team, now I'm not going to completely compare them to the Red Wings team of the 95 season, 95-96 season, or 95-96 season, or it might have been 96-97, somewhere right around there. Both teams won 62 games, but there's a difference. The difference here is they had ties back then, and not overtime losses, and not this, you're going to win a game no matter what. So that does take away from Tampa Bay's record a little bit in my eyes, right? They had 6 shootout wins, right? In the old style, that would have been 6 ties.
Yes.
Right? So, however, in this day and age, what they did is incredible. To only lose a total of 20 games, when you think about it, right? They lost 16. They had 16 standard losses, a
And then
regular
4
season,
overtime.
and then 4 overtime losses. So
Yep.
to me, I know
Those-
the NHL gives a point, but it's still a loss. They call it a loss, right?
Yeah, it's still a loss. A loss is a loss. But I want to just touch upon one thing. Like when people, like we were saying, how people get wrapped up in well, this team owned this team. Like Team A owned Team B in the regular season, so that means that's going to happen in the playoffs. It's also a good idea to look before you say something like that, to look at the results of the head-to-head games.
Yeah.
And one thing many people forget is 3-on-3, out the door. Shootouts, out the door.
Yeah.
See the nature of in those games of the teams that won. See if they won in a 3-on-3. See if they won, because it don't matter if they did now.
Yeah. Yep. No shootouts, no 3-on-3. Overtime continues, right? It's a 20-minute overtime, not a 5-minute overtime, and it's 5-on-5. So the playoffs overtime is completely different than regular season overtime. That's a show we're going to have during the summer. Rule changes we'd like to see, but we'll get back to that. I don't want to run on. So the next series, the one below that, is a big one, and this is Toronto and Boston, with Boston having home ice. Go ahead, my friend.
Well, first of all, if you ask me being of the season, with the way Toronto loaded up their roster, I would never thought Boston would have home ice on them, but here we are. I have to. I'm going to go Toronto in 7 with this one.
I think I'm close with you. I'm trying to remember what I picked because I'm in like 9 different pools, right? And polls. I'm kind of like any group that has one. I'm putting myself out there, but the main one that I'm in, I'm pretty sure I went Toronto in 6. Right? I think having that game. I think having Tavares this year and Matthews having a taste of a superstar with him is going to get them to the next round. Right? So now we move down the ladder to the Capitals and the Storm Surge, the Carolina Hurricanes. What do you think?
Those bunch of jerks.
Go ahead.
Those bunch of jerks, Carolina Hurricanes.
Bunch of jerks. So, what's your prediction on this one? How do you see this one playing out?
I'm going to say Washington, okay? They're going to win the series. But you can tell by what Carolina does with the bunch of jerks thing how tight-knit that group is. So would it shock me to see an upset? Because when teams are stuck together like that and they have that kind of love and they have that kind of locker room, they stick up for one another, that's the kind of team that you would think would pull an upset because they got each other's backs. That's what I see when I see those bunch of jerks. But I'm going to go with Washington in 6.
I'm close with you. I agree that when you have a group like that that's together, like Vegas was last year, you can go a long way. The difference between what Vegas had last year and what Carolina has this year is Vegas had talent. They really had talent. The bunch of jerks, not so much. And not taken away from them, I'm just, if you're going to compare the Washington Capitals to the Carolina. Sorry, man, dude. Having a little bit of a fibro attack today, so it affects my brain sometimes. When you compare the two and you go, look at the talent this team has, look at the experience this team has, and you take this team and you go, okay, if I had my choice, who would I rather play against the Caps, this Caps now, the Carolina Hurricanes this year, or the Vegas Golden Knights last year? I'd take the Golden Knights again, even though they lost in 5. Right? I take them again. Absolutely, I would. I just think that they have more talent. Now we move down one more. Hoping my speaker didn't go out. We move down one more to the last Eastern Conference, and this one is, and I'm blanking out. The Islanders and the Penguins. This heavyweight knockout. I see it coming. What do you see on this one?
I'm going to say, honestly, it's going to be pretty quick, this one. And I'm going to say Pittsburgh in 5, because Crosby and Malkin and that core of players just continue to improve year in and year out. They've won how many cups, they've won how many series. They just find a way to get it done, that team. So I'm going to think this is going to be fairly quick. Penguins in 5.
I see this. I see that. Heavyweight knockout, my friend. So, what's the difference in the Islanders this year than a lot of years is Barry Trotz, the Stanley Cup winning coach from last year, who figured out how to knock out the Penguins. You know what he's going to do? He's going to take the Penguins out in 5. I see it. I see. Shock the world, baby. I see it. I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
So
you're saying, I'm saying Pens in 5. You're saying Isles in 5.
Right. Yep. So let's recap real quick in East, and we're just going to do the quarterfinals because I'm going to set up. We should have a day or two between the semifinals, the conference semifinals. So we'll go there. We'll try to do another show for that one. So just to sum it up, we both have the Tampa Bay Lightning winning. You're in 5. Yep. I'm in 4. Or no, you said 6. I said 4. I have. We both have Toronto winning.
Yeah.
I said 6. Or no, you said it would be quick. You said 5. I think I said 6. Correct?
Yep.
Okay. Then we go to the Caps and the Storm Surge. I think you said the Caps in 6. I'm saying, I didn't say the number, but I say the Storm Surge in 5. I think you're going to get one Storm Surge. They're going to win one game at home, and that's going to be it. And you get your last Storm Surge. So they better make it a good one. The Hurricanes. And well, real quick, what do you think about their celebrations?
Honestly, I love it. To be honest, I'm a diehard Blues fan, but I love it. It was creative. You've never seen anybody do that. I mean, hey, whatever works, right?
I'm kind of like this. They're doing it right, whether you like it or not. They do it after a win and after the opposing team has left the ice. They're not embarrassing anybody, and their fans are jumping all over it. Right? And if you got something that people are coming to, like Gloria, use it and abuse it. So that's what I say to there. So then we go to the last one, the Islanders and the Penguins. You said Penguins in 6. And I'm saying... I
said Penguins in 5.
I'm 5. And I'm saying heavyweight knockout, Islanders in 5. Now we're going to move over to the West. We'll talk to you about these a little more because this is a little more to us. But we'll start in the Pacific Division. We have the Flames and the Avalanche. Will the Flames melt the Avalanche, or will the Avalanche put out the Flames? What do you think, buddy?
Oh, this is a tough one to call. I think it's going to be 7 games. Because honestly, you want to know something? I don't know how Calgary is where they are.
Say again?
I don't know how Calgary is in the position that they're in, to be honest. You look at it on paper, and you got McKinnon, you got Rantanen, and you got Landeskog. You got all that offense in Colorado. It's going to go 7 games, but I don't really know who to do. I'm not going to put the win in this one. Because I don't want to say the Avs, because I'm shocked at the way that these teams are sitting.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say it's going to go 7 games. Winner, I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm going to answer your question for you. And I'm going to get beat up for this answer. I'm telling you I'm going to get beat up for this answer. I think that the pivotal piece to that team is Matthew Tkachuk. The disrespect that he is getting from the league, that attitude that he has, that sense of big Waltness that he's got. I'm Keith Tkachuk's son, and you can't mess with me. You know, that's showing on the ice, and he is a dirty player, I will admit that. Okay, I've seen some high elbows and things like that from him, and I'm just thinking, that's not what we taught you in St. Louis, dude. However, that's what we taught you in St. Louis, dude. St. Louis isn't the easiest place to grow up. Tough area to grow up, you know. Tough school, even for a rich kid. It's still got its gritness to it. And for him to have that gritty, I mean, you look at Cam Jansen. And I'm going to blank it out. The guy that does the radio for the Blues.
Kelly Chase.
Huh?
Kelly Chase?
No. Well, Kelly Chase, the one's doing it now. I can't think of his name now. It'll come to me. But he's from St. Louis. Also.
Yeah. Joey Vitale.
Yeah, Joey Vitale. He's from St. Louis. He was a gritty player, right? There's some grit there, and I think that when you have a player that the rest of the league goes against, the team rallies around it. And because of that, it has allowed that team to become a very defensive team and a very heavy-hitting team and a team that other teams are afraid of playing. I actually see this one being a bounce. I see Flames in 5. All right? Now let's go to the second of our 3 heavyweight matches. Actually, I'll say third of our 4 heavyweight matches. We have the Sharks and the Vegas Golden Knights. Where are you at on this one? I have a feeling we're going to be opposite on this one.
All right.
Say again? Are you flipping a coin on this one, boss?
It's going to be the San Jose Sharks in 6.
Yeah, I had a feeling we were going to go opposite. Yeah. No, I'm going with the Knights on this one. And you know why I'm going with the Knights? Because I think there's a little bit of Vegas magic left in that bag. Not a lot, but there's a little bit. The Knights have had some adversity this year, and it was good that they finally got that, right? The Mark Stone experiment is working, but it's starting to wear off, and they're getting Marc-Andre Fleury back. Marc-Andre Fleury is a series in himself. He is the type of goalie that you can go win me 4 games, and he'll say, absolutely, you don't have to put anybody else on the ice, and I'm going to do it. You know, tell them all to stay in the neutral zone, don't come back and defend, I'll get him the puck. He's that type of goalie. He's a Patrick Waugh, he's a Martin Brodeur, he's in that echelon. And with that being said, I think he can steal this series, and I'm going to go Knights in 6.
Knights in 6. That's fair. I just think the reason I'm going with the Sharks is their defense is it's their big defensemen and they can score. I think it's going to be a little too much for the Knights.
This one is where I'm going with my heart a little more than my head. So
yeah, and that's fine. That's totally 100% fine, my friend.
Yeah. So let's move into the Central, and we'll start at the top. Now, I have to tell you, the difference between first and third in the Central is a total of, are you ready for this? Drum roll, please. 1 point. 1 point separates first from third. That's how, and I hear people go, oh, well, the East is so strong this year. No, it's not. If the East was so strong, the Tampa Bay Lightning wouldn't have 62 wins. The West, and the Central. 3 teams in the Central are within 1 point of each other at the end of the year. 5 teams in the Central make the playoffs. That is a tough, tight, strong parity division. This is going to be the dogfight to get out of this. Whichever team gets out is not getting out uninjured, and that's the only thing that concerns me. So at the top, you have the Nashville Predators, who, and I'm going to say this, the fucking Blackhawks screwed us. They were up 2-0, and decided to go sit on the bench and not play anymore. Oh, you know what? If we win this game, the Blues are going to get the division. What? That. I'm going to whack Patrick Kane upside the head with a stick someday.
Do you really think that was the case?
Abso-freaking-lutely. Watch the game. Second period, they stopped playing. Watch the game. Yeah, I'm a Blues homer. Accuse me of it. I don't give a shit.
But I will say this. We could have prevented that if we just didn't lose to them.
Good point. You know, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, okay? Let's get back. So, Predators and Stars, who you got?
This is the one that I told you that I know will be an upset. The Dallas Stars.
Taking the Stars, right?
The Dallas Stars are going to win the series, and it's going to be in 7 games.
Well, I kind of looked at this one.
No,
I kind of looked at this one, and I kind of went away from my rules, right? You know, my rule in playoff hockey is, and I just talked about the 3 things we learned, is how are they playing right now, right? And Dallas, for the most part, has not been playing all that great, right? They basically backed into the playoff. And in the last game of the season, they could have been in 8th, not 7th. That could have flipped very easily. They go out and win a game they had to win, but they had 2 shots at it too, right? They played the last 2 games of the season, last 2 days of the season, so they had 2 shots and only won one. The last one took it down at the end. Nashville, on the other hand, has played so-so, but they played better than Dallas. Not much better, but better. And they backed into first place. I'm sorry, they backed into first place. The Blues, like you talked about, had a lot of opportunities to win the division and just didn't take it when they should have. And the Jets fell by the wayside towards the end. You remember my last video? I had the crashing jet. I might do that here. Have a jet crash right over your Perron jersey there. But in my eyes, right now, I got to go with the Predators just because they have home ice. And I can see this going 5 or 6, right? And I see this being one of them ones where home ice is important. And it's in the NHL, it's who gets the 3 wins first. Almost. And I'm going to probably go out on a limb here, and I don't know this actual percentage. Whoever gets the 3 wins normally wins a series close to 80% of the time. Right? Close to 80% of the time they win that series. So that's
I'll tell you what. I'm kind of like you are with the Vegas series on this series. Like, I'm kind of going with my heart more than what's true.
Yeah.
Because here's what I want to see happen. I would like nothing more than the Dallas Stars, or any team for that matter, to go into that building and win a Game 7.
I agree with you. I would love to see that too. Or a deciding game, to win a deciding game. Right?
Yep.
Even go in there and win Game 5 when you're up 3-1. Right? That would be awesome too. So let's move back to the series that everyone's been waiting on. They probably fast forwarded to this point. Okay, guys, I'm going to put up the Blues and Jets symbols so you know this is where we're starting. Blues and Jets. Jets have home ice by that same measly 0 points. They got it on row. Wins, overtime, wins and overtime wins. That's how they got it. No issues. They earned it. They played better at the beginning of the season. And that, my friend, is the key for me. The last time that the Blues played the Jets was December 7th. Think about that. The last time the Blues and Jets met was December 7th. They won 1-0. The Jets had 2 shutout or blowouts of the Blues, 4-1 or 5-1 on the opening night. They had another one, 8-4. You know, it's not. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. However, the team that the Jets played in October, November, and December is not the team that they're playing in April. Right?
Not close.
So I want to break this down step by step, and we'll start with this. Offense. Who you got? Blues offense, Winnipeg's offense.
I got the Blues offense.
Yeah, I'm a slight advantage to Winnipeg's offense, but very slight. I think Laine puts them, just that little step above. However,
but also remember, Laine's cooled off quite a bit.
I agree, but this is playoff hockey, right? So stars shine normally, but Tarasenko just got. Wow, we're at 30 minutes already. Boy, man, this just goes. No, we should have a little bit of time. Yeah, we got about 5-10 minutes to go. So I'm going with Tarasenko just got first start of the week. He's heating up, and if he can do what he has not done in the playoffs and be that playoff star, look out. Okay, defense. Who you got?
Defense, definitely got the St. Louis Blues.
I think it's a toss-up, and the only reason I say it's a toss-up, I'm giving home ice a little bit of an advantage here. Defense is usually, you're better at home on defense than you are on the road sometimes. On the road, you feel like you've got to be off, and you've got to go out there and you've got to score. You got to take the crowd out of it. At home, your crowd's with you, so you play a little bit better defense. And I think that with home ice, it gives a little bit of advantage to the Jets, but not much. I mean, this series, this is the tightest series of all of them, in my eyes. I think this is the series that when you look at it, you go, wow, I want to see that. Again, I'm partial, I'm biased, I get it. Right? So from there, let's move down to, and I'm going to save the best one for last. Let's move to special teams. Penalty kill. Now, you and me looked this up. Not penalty kill, power play. The Jets are fourth in the league at about 24%, a little over 24%. And the Blues are ninth at just over 22%. About a 2% difference. Who you got? Power play.
Well, it's playoff hockey, like you said, but if you're going as late, I just got back from St. Louis. In the 2 games I went to, the power play was phenomenal. So, looking at the capability the Blues have, if it's clicking, it could very well be the Blues. But, I mean, overall, you've got to kind of go with the Jets until the Blues prove it otherwise. But it's going to be a dog fight.
Yeah. I'm looking at this. You look at the numbers and you go, man, that's like a big gap, percentage-wise. But then you go and you look at the league and where they're at in the league, and you go 4th and 9th. Better not be in the penalty box. And that's what this game's going to come down to. Disciplined hockey. Who plays better disciplined hockey? And when it comes to the power play, I'm going to give a slight edge, and this is going to surprise people, to the Blues. I think that the way they're playing now, that their power play could show up early and silence the whiteout. Right? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, in Winnipeg, and they did it back in the day. They started it when they moved, when the Thrashers moved to Winnipeg. The playoff games, everyone wears their white, old-time Jets jerseys. Not the new one with the Jets. I'm talking the old one with the word Jets. It is a beautiful sight. I mean, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to sit and see it. The whiteout is a beautiful sight. Sorry, guys. It's just, that's the way I feel about it. Now let's move penalty kill. All right? Blues are 9th in the league at 81%. A little over 81 and like 81.5%. The Jets are 22nd in the league at 79.8%. This is what's weird. In power play, the percentage is a huge jump, yet the rankings isn't. Here, the percentage is very small, yet the rankings are very big. It goes to show you how important penalty kill is. Who you got?
On the PK, the St. Louis Blues, no ifs, ands, or buts.
absolutely agree with you. I think that the PK and here's the nugget. Today, the Blues re-signed Bomeister to a 1-year deal. What do you think about that?
I love it. I think he earned it.
Ole, 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 ole. I absolutely love it. That man deserved to get that extension. He played his butt off, and when he's not injured, he's that knowledge we need on the back line. Right? So I'm giving it, I think penalty kill, and especially with Pietrangelo back there, and hopefully Parayko's fine. That is the wild card here. Parayko, I mean, if it was just maintenance days, no big deal. But if he's hurt, this series changes. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. The one thing we haven't talked about. Goaltending. All aboard! It's the Winnington train. Are you on board? You know what? I gotta do this. I have to admit, I'm jumping on board the Winnington train. Right? Now, I'm going to preface that. I still have some very deep and big concerns. His glove, his Olay style, scares the crap out of me. In the playoffs, rookies get exposed. It happens all the time. And if you think about this, in the history of the NHL, only 5 rookies have ever won a Stanley Cup. However, one of those has an asterisk to it. Right? 3 of the names are huge. Cam Ward, Patrick Waugh, and Drysdale. And I can't remember who the other one was. But then you have the 5th one is Matt Murray. And Matt Murray to me is the asterisk. Because Murray actually has 2 cups. He got a cup his quote-unquote non-rookie year because he hadn't played enough games. Then he goes in and he spells Marc-Andre Fleury, who was injured and didn't play as well, had a little bit of a hangover, and then wins the cup. Has a quote-unquote rookie. It's hard for me to call you a rookie when you already had Stanley Cup playoff experience. While you technically were not. So, and be honest, I can't even remember. Can't even tell you who Winnipeg Jets goaltender is.
Connor Hellebuyck.
Yeah. He's not a name. He's not, who's talked about him in the past month and a half? Not positive.
I'll tell you what. I watched the NHL Network, for whatever it means. I was watching today, and they were saying Connor Hellebuyck's experience in the playoffs could
turn the series.
It's going to be an advantage over Binnington, is what they're saying.
No, yeah, and I agree with that. I do agree with that a little bit. I just talked about experience. I just talked about it, right? So who do you give the edge to?
The edge. I never told you my prediction for the series.
No. Who do you give the edge in goaltending to?
Oh, the edge in goaltending?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Binnington. I just look at his record this year. Yeah. I got to go with Binnington.
Well, see, and I've been thinking about this. There's 2 things. Binnington's, and I love dualities like this. Binnington's strength and his weakness are the same thing. One of Bennington's weaknesses is the fact that he's only played 30-something games. He doesn't have a lot of experience. His experience. Again, but that's also a strength. Because where Hellebuyck's played, 40, 50, 60 games already? He's a little worn out. Binnington isn't as worn out. So Binnington has the same strength as he has weakness. And it's all going to depend on which one he relies on the most. The fact that he's fresh or the fact that he's inexperienced. I'm going to give a slight edge to Winnipeg until Binnington proves me wrong. I also think that when it comes to backup goalies, we have the better backup. And I know the majority of Blues fans out there are black glasses Allen haters. I get it. They won't admit it, but they are. I think Allen's experience in the playoffs, should we need it, could be huge.
And I just want to touch upon a lot of what I say about Binnington. The only reason I really gave the edge to Binnington is because it's, look at his record, yeah, but the team just plays sound hockey in front of him. I mean,
and you know what? And I've talked about this before, and people have kind of said, "Are you smoking crack, dude?" I believe now. Puck control is a hard game to play. It really is, because it takes a lot out of the offense, or it takes a lot out of the defense, and it allows you to have some pretty big defensive mistakes. You can have them. If you're playing puck control defense or puck control offense, you're playing that almost because you don't trust the goalie and you don't want to give him clean looks. When you play that board style, push style, to where if the goalie gets a clean look, you're not worried about it because you think the goalie's going to stop it, it means you trust the goalie. And I know that's the opposite of what we've seen. Because when they've had one-on-one against Jake, he's failed a lot. Yet I still think the team, honestly, while they play better, they don't play as well in front of him, I think that's indicative of the fact that they trust him a little more, and they think that he can stop more than Bennington can. And I know that's out on a limb, and I know it's crazy, and I know it doesn't make any damn sense, but my years of watching hockey is just telling me that 2 and 2 doesn't equal 4 this time. I just blew your mind, didn't I?
I'll tell you what, you're right about a lot of things, so you didn't blow my mind. I'm interested in what you said. I'd like to hear what you said.
All right, well, I appreciate that. So, what's your prediction? We're running short on time here.
Okay, now here's where I'm going to shock you.
Yeah.
If I never even told you this, a lot of the Blues' problems in recent playoff pushes have been not being able to end a series when they have the chance to end it. The Blues have played very, very well on the road this year. I'm going to tell you right now, the Blues are going to win this and put the Jets away in 5 games.
Wow! 5 games. And they call me a Blues homer? God, I wish I could see that. You know, I really do.
And they're going to get the rest. And this is what's going to make it different, is they're going to have that rest. They're not going to have to play 7 games. This is going to be the year.
Man, this is where I thought about this, and I cannot see 5. I see 6. I do see the Blues in 6. I think having that game 6 in St. Louis, and this is the other thing that the Blues have had that really haven't had before, is the travel. They've got the travel is not difficult travel. And the fact that a lot of the players are Canadian, being up in Winnipeg, you know, family and friends there, I think that the focus is going to be a lot better for them. I do see them being the better team. I really do. Winnipeg backed into second. They had first almost the entire way. Almost the entire season, they were in first place. And now all of a sudden they're in second? Yeah, that takes a lot out of you. And I just think that as long as the Blues split, they have to split in Winnipeg. They split in Winnipeg, that's our series. If they don't, then I'm iffy. Got to split in Winnipeg.
And also, may I add, with the Blues and how sound they play on the road this year, I'm going to say that they're going to sweep the first 2 games, and I think they're actually going to lose. The one game they're going to lose, I think it's going to be at home, to be honest.
Man, I hope you remember back, and you know, I got the date wrong. On March 11th, you and me sat down again, right? And I had said that I thought the Blues were going to win the division. And the look you gave me was, dude, I hope you're right, but it ain't possible. I was damn near close.
I tell you, it wasn't. I didn't say it wasn't possible. I just was like, wow. Actually, my mind was more like, I got to thinking, like, wow, there actually is a possibility. Yeah. I actually thought that. So,
but to sit there and you can find a point in so many different games. I can, right off the bat, without even trying, I can think of 3 points, a minimum of 3 games that the Blues should have gotten a point in.
Don't lose to Ottawa. Don't lose to Arizona.
No. The Ottawa game's won. The Rangers game, right? The Islanders game back in January when they were up 2-0 and lost 4-2, right? The Chicago game, 2 Chicago games. Let's go all the way back to the beginning of the season and Bouwmeester skate. The 1-0 loss. If that puck doesn't hit Bouwmeester skate and go in the net, that game goes to OT. There's your point. There's your division, right? There's so many games that I can point to. But what I think of right now is back on February 3rd, and yes, I'm toting my own horn because on February 2nd, I sat and said the Blues can only lose 15 points at 100, 15 points and get to 100. They lost 16. I said that they were going to be somewhere between 94 and 98 points. I'll take 99.
You're pretty darn good with prediction. The moral of the story is, people, listen to him, don't listen to me.
Well, bud, it's great. We are going to try and do this for each round. So some rounds we may have to piecemeal a little bit because rounds might start earlier than others. But we'll do something together. Mike, thank you so much. I'm going to hopefully get this out soon. And I have a special guest on Tuesday, tomorrow. And I can't wait to talk to him. Mike, aloha.
Good to see the show, and thanks for having me on.
Aloha, mahalo. Folks, please, if you like Mike, put your thumbs in the air for him. Show him that you like the videos. Share the videos. Share this video. And don't forget, I'm still giving the cards away. I'm taking that 50 away and saying you got to the end of the playoffs and whoever enters, enters. I don't care. Somebody's getting the card. Because I thought, John said me and Mike could have them. Nah, we don't get it. We're not worth them. We're going to give them away. So, folks, I love you all. Aloha, mahalo. And until I see you again, this is the Y Blues fan saying, I'm bleeding blue with you. Great conversation with Mike. I couldn't have enjoyed it more. I'm glad he came on with me. I can't wait to talk more hockey with him. Mike's a great guy. See him in the groups. His name's Mike Dante. Mike, you're a great supporter and a great friend. I appreciate you, and I'm glad you got to see 2 great games in St. Louis. My friends, I have another preview. This time, I'm going to tell you who it's with. Now, it's going to come out back-to-back, so you already know. But, just to let you have a hint before I get it out, Tom Calhoun sits down with me, and we talk about some of his playoff memories and what he sees in this year's Blues. It was a great conversation. I can't wait for you to see it. My friends, I say aloha, mahalo, and you got to know I'm bleeding blue with you.
Go marching in. Oh, when the Blues go marching in. Oh, I want to be in that number. When the Blues go marching in. Oh, when the Blues go marching in. Oh, when the Blues go marching in. Oh, I want to be in that number. When the Blues go marching in. Oh, when the Blues go marching in. Oh, when the Blues go marching in. Oh, I want to be in that number. When the Blues go marching in. Oh, when the Blues go marching in. Oh, when the Blues go marching.
Put your, you want to go get a pack?